Have you ever wondered how does Pinterest work and how to use it, but not as a regular Pinterest user, but in the way businesses and bloggers use it? Basically, how to use Pinterest to grow traffic to your website and blog, how to promote your business on Pinterest, and how to increase your brand awareness and grow more sales for your business using Pinterest. Yes, this and more is possible using Pinterest marketing, and today I'm going to show you how. Hi there, my name is Katie of whatskatieupto.com, and I'm a Swiss blogger and YouTuber. I teach passionate online entrepreneurs like you how you can use Pinterest to grow your blog and business. And before we jump in, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and notification bell below so you don't miss any of my videos. I post a new video about Pinterest and blogging every Tuesday. So what is Pinterest? Why is Pinterest important for bloggers and businesses? And how does Pinterest work? These were the exact same questions I asked myself when I first learned about Pinterest a couple of years back. Up until then, I was using Pinterest to search for recipes to make for dinner or inspiration for my next trip. Even though I was blogging for a while, I hadn't heard about Pinterest and how it could help attract a bunch of people to my website. I was still trying to figure out Google and other traffic strategies. And let me tell you, things were moving slowly. I was barely getting a handful of people to my blog every day. Nowadays, after learning about Pinterest and coming up with my own Pinterest strategy, I get thousands of blog visitors every single month, straight from Pinterest. It's like magic. Today, I'm giving you the basics of what Pinterest is and how you can use it for your business and blog too. Now, before we jump in, make sure you grab yourself access to my free blogger resource library. It contains over 30 plus blogging and Pinterest related downloads you can access immediately once you grab your password. Grab your free Pinterest guides, checklists, cheat sheets, and so much more so that there's nothing in the way of your Pinterest success. Find the link to the free library in the description below. Now, are you ready to learn how you as a blogger and entrepreneur can use Pinterest to grow your traffic and business? Then let's do this. All right, let's do this. So what is Pinterest? If you're like many other people, you're probably saying it's a social media. And yeah, that's kind of true. Pinterest does have some social aspects that can help you connect online with other people. But Pinterest is a lot more than that. Pinterest, used by bloggers and businesses, is more like a search engine. Pinterest themselves call it a visual discovery engine. So a place to discover new ideas and trends through visuals, so let's say images, and new also videos. So yes, it's very visual, like for example Instagram when you think about the beautiful images, but we have to make a clear distinction when it comes to the intent of people that are on Pinterest, so why they come to the platform in the first place. People on Pinterest are there to find inspiration, ideas, and trends, things they can then use in their everyday life. We're talking DIY ideas, recipe ideas, outfit ideas, but also help and answer questions like the best tips for new dads or finance advice. Plus, people love to shop on Pinterest, so it's also great for showcasing your products from your e-commerce store. All right, so why does it matter for bloggers and businesses that Pinterest is not a classical social media, but this visual discovery engine? Well, you can use Pinterest strategically to your advantage to grow your traffic to your website and the sales for your business. As people on Pinterest are looking for ideas and answers, this is a great place for your business or blog to help those users out. And helping them is the first step in selling your services or products. Now, on top of that, Pinterest works a little bit like another great tool that businesses and bloggers love to use to get found by people online. Yes, we're talking Google. Both platforms can be great for generating traffic as people are in the mindset of I'm searching for an answer. You can use this knowledge as an advantage and apply SEO strategies, so search engine optimization, on Pinterest like you do on Google to make sure your images on Pinterest show up high in the Pinterest search. So when you type in something like a keyword here, you want to make sure that your pins show up here front and center at the top. And this is called Pinterest search engine optimization, right? Like you would know it from Google. This is how your content will be found by tons and tons of people and drive automatic traffic to your website, which will make you more sales. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Now that you roughly know what Pinterest is and why it's important, how does Pinterest actually work? All right, I'm going to give you a very brief high-level overview of how Pinterest works and the different tools you need to know as a brand new Pinterest user. I've got tons of video going into each of those features in detail. If you want to go deeper, then check out my Pinterest playlist for beginners. But here in this video, I first want to give you a broad overview of the most important Pinterest features and workflows. So first of all, what are pins? Pins, like this pin here, are bookmarks in the form of images that people use to save ideas they love on Pinterest. Now, people can search pin images, save the ones they like, and click on a pin to learn more. So when they click on this pin, they're redirected to the site. As a business, you can create pins to exhibit your product and ideas, and you can link them back to your website. And you can see that I can check out this recipe here. There are now many different pin formats on Pinterest. So we have regular pins called article pins, which are just static images. But we now also have newer pin formats like video pins or story pins. And this is a product pin where you can actually directly shop on Pinterest. So you've got now many different pin formats available. So you can create whatever you like. All of them are visual ideas people can save to their account to find inspiration or come back for them later. Okay, so now that you know what pins are, what are Pinterest boards? Boards, as you can see here on my account, here all of these are boards, are where you save, collect, and organize your own pins in. Or people can also organize the pins they save from Pinterest on their account. I like to think of pins as the documents and boards as the folders you organize your documents in, just as you would do on your computer. Now, you can create new boards from your profile or when you create a new pin. So I would go ahead and create boards that make sense for your business. So the main areas or the main categories that your business or your blog covers, so that you can organize your pins that you create in those folders, in those boards. Okay, so next, how do you save a pin to one of those boards that you created on your account? And this was formerly called pinning a pin. Pinterest has now changed this and is calling this saving a pin. So when you, for example, scroll Pinterest here, the first thing you can do to save a pin to one of your boards is just from Pinterest itself. Now, there are already billions of pins on Pinterest that you could save to your board covering all kinds of topics. So once you find a pin that you like, you can just open that pin up so that you see the close-up, and then you can here toggle your board, so your folders on Pinterest, and choose where you want to save this pin to. So whenever I go and save this pin to this board, for example, it will be stored and show up in this board. So this is the first way how you can save or pin a pin on Pinterest. Okay, so the second way of saving a pin, pinning a pin, is through the Pinterest Chrome extension. Now you can just download this free Pinterest Save button, and I will link to this in the description below. And this extension will allow you to save any image you find online to Pinterest. So it will enable this button, as you can see here in my Chrome toolbar. So if we, for example, head to my blog here and I want to pin something from this blog post to Pinterest, then I can simply click on this Pinterest Chrome extension here, and it will open up this window with all the available images on that post. So you can see that I could go ahead and choose this pin, for example, click on next, and then again choose a board where I want this pin to be stored on my profile. Once I save this pin to a board, it is now public to everyone else on Pinterest and will be distributed so that other people can see it too. And then a third way of how you can save a pin to Pinterest is you can manually upload your pin. So you create an image in a design program, download it to your computer, and then upload it manually to Pinterest. So if I go into my downloads and I choose an image, I can upload this here to Pinterest, and you can see I can give it a title and I can give it a description. And then again, I would go ahead and choose a board that makes sense for that pin. And once I press here, publish, it will be saved to this board and available to the public, and Pinterest will distribute it to more and more people. Okay, so I've mentioned that once you upload or save a pin to one of your boards, it's now public and other people can find it and pin it as well. Now, when a person finds your pin and wants to save it to one of their boards too, they can do that as well. This is called saving a pin or repinning a pin. So they are resharing your pin to one of their boards. This will create a duplicate of that pin. So for example, I could go and check out this pin here. I didn't create this pin. This pin was created by another blogger. And I could go ahead and choose a board and save that to one of my boards. This would repin this pin and create a duplicate of that pin. There are millions of duplicate saves on Pinterest, and it's okay. It's the whole concept of how Pinterest works. Okay, all right, now that you're clear on the basics and we're clear on the terminology, let's talk about how you can use these pins on Pinterest to actually grow your traffic and sales for your blog and business. So we're talking the Pinterest workflow to generate clicks and traffic. Now, you know now that you can search for pins on Pinterest and save pins to your own account. Pins that you like or you want to learn more about. But you can not only save those images for later, you can actually also click on those images, right? And when you click on a pin, you're redirected to a different website. There you can find more information about what was promoted on that pin. So you can see, for example, here, this is a pin that I created. And if I click on that pin, I'm redirected to my website where I have written a blog post about what was promoted on that pin. So how to create Pinterest pins in 6 easy steps as are promoted on this pin. Now, this could also be a recipe you want to try, or a how-to tutorial on how to build your own garage, or a product recommendation for a cute summer outfit for you. Every pin except for story pins on Pinterest have an underlying URL here that leads people off of Pinterest to a third website. This is why in the beginning I mentioned that Pinterest is very much like Google. You can go onto Pinterest and search for an idea or a keyword, and then like Google, it will give you recommendations for your search term. So if I type in DIY kitchen and press enter, you'll see that it will give me a lot of different options here. Now, Google will give you a list of text results, right? You can click on the result you think best suits your search term, and you land on a blog, a website, or a shop. Now, Pinterest works pretty much the same. Just instead of showing you text results, it shows you image results. Now, this is amazing for new bloggers and businesses who want to grow their traffic. Now, as a regular user, you want to look for solutions on Pinterest. And you as a business or blogger can use that to create pin images with a URL that leads to a resource on your blog or a product in your shop that helps those people looking for that search term. This is how bloggers see massive traffic from Pinterest to their website. Now, on top of creating traffic, you can also build great brand awareness on Pinterest. So most of the searches on Pinterest are unbranded. So what does this mean? People don't type in Nike running shoes, but they type in best running shoes for women instead. And this is great news for you. People on Pinterest have not made up their mind yet from who they want to buy from who they want to learn from. You can show up with your amazing pins and content on Pinterest and convince the users that your brand is the best one out there, even if you're brand new. And then finally, as you can imagine, every person coming from Pinterest to your site is a potential new customer, a potential new client. So you want to make sure your content is really top notch, so you wow them from the get-go. get-go. It's then your job to get them onto your email list or help them solve their problem. So start building that trust off of Pinterest as well. And trust is what ends up leading to more sales in your business. Now, this is how you use Pinterest to grow the traffic to your site and grow the sales in your business or blog. All right, that was it. I hope you know now exactly what Pinterest is and isn't, why it's important, how it works, and how you can use it to grow the traffic to your blog and promote your business. I know that as a beginner, Pinterest, as any other social media or search engine, can feel overwhelming, but you got this, and I encourage you to check out my other Pinterest videos on my channel here to dig in deeper. I'm here for you every step of the way. If you have any questions, leave a comment below and I will get back to you ASAP. Also, don't forget that this video is sponsored by my free resource library. You can grab your password to the library on my blog and get access to 30+ free downloads teaching you all about blogging and Pinterest. Grab your free Pinterest PDF guides, cheat sheets, checklists, and more on my blog. I've put the link to the free library in the description below. And before you leave, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and notification bell below so you don't miss any of my videos. I post a new video about Pinterest and blogging every Tuesday. Now that's it from me for today, and I will see you next week. Tschüss!